Joe Leaphorn nailed it before by locking up the crazy killer Colton Wolfe in the 4th episode of Season 2 of Dark Winds. During this time, Jim Chi was pushed into becoming a spy for B.J. Vines. Sally told Emma the truth about how hard it was for her to be a parent. With Colton's arrest, the episode wrapped up, leaving the precinct feeling uneasy. Leaphorn was desperate to find out the truth from Colton in the latest episode of Dark Winds, which aired as the plot was winding down. He had a hunch that something supernatural was directing Colton, but finding out became his no-go mission. What happened in Dark Winds Season 2 Episode 5? Black Hole Sun starts with a flashback, and it's another black and white scene. A young Colton Wolfe is seen biking along the street. When he gets home, he'll find something horrifying waiting for him. He gets back to find his dad and sister both dead from gunshot wounds. His mom is in her room with a gun. She looks messy and off balance. Right now, Joe sent everyone home because of the upcoming blackout. Colton, still a mystery blonde dude to the cops, will either spend his life behind bars or go to death row, as spilled by Officer Reno. The FBI is snooping around him too. Joe knows he'll never find out why Colton blew up the drill site that killed his son once the kid is out of his hands. Joe begs for 6 hours to question him and gets what he wants. Back home, Joe tells Emma he caught the guy behind their son's murder and that he'll find out the truth so they can finally move on. There's no way out of sorrow, she stresses. They have to move on and find their own way to cope. Joe knows he'll be restless until he finds out. Byrne, in the meantime, hears that the Border Patrol gave her the green light. She finds out and begs her to stay, but she says no, wanting to do something more. Colton, as expected, won't answer any of Joe's questions and isn't playing ball. Instead, he uses Joe in a game of mind games by repeatedly making light of Joe's son's death. Byrne's clue that Colton talked to a private eye named Lloyd Webster before going to the hospital to off Chi is all Joe has. He reaches out hoping to learn more about Colton, starting with his real name. Webster admits he got the job of finding Colton's mom, but every clue Colton gave him was a dead end or fake. Webster would have tried to talk it out, but Colton was paying up, so he kept his mouth shut and did as told. Colton's carefulness in giving info is also shown by him giving Webster a fake ID. When Leaphorn talks to Colton, he hears from Webster. The private eye tells Colton he might have found his mom and suggests sharing some info with Leaphorn to make their meeting happen. He thinks he's fooled Colton, but the truth is there was never a mom to find. Colton killed his mom after finding his dad and sister dead. It's unclear why he's wasting cash on private eye stuff that goes nowhere. However, this gives him some pull over his captors. Colton tells Webster that a dude named Carl Lebeck hired him. Webster tells Leaphorn, who remembers hearing that name before. The guy who put together info on the drill site used that name. Leaphorn tries to contact the guy but finds out he kicked the bucket some years ago. However, Guy Atkitty then fingers Colton as Carl Lebeck. Since Colton is using Lebeck's name, Leaphorn thinks Colton killed Lebeck. Reno comes to take Colton to the feds before he can check or push him to talk. She snoops around to see if Mrs. Vines is messing around while Joe is busy with Colton. He follows her into the desert, but when they get there, they're not alone. Turns out it's a meeting of the people of darkness. Tomas outed B.J. Vines as the head of the pack to Chi in the pilot episode. While the woman she's with tries hard to get away, his wife shows up on stage wanting to be cured. She get caught by 2 guards, and during the next fight, the woman gets away while Rosemary vanishes. Looks like she's not always lugging around her O2 can anymore. Leaphorn heads back home now that Colton's out of the picture. He's not happy but knows no one will do anything, not even the FBI. They're cool with pinning as many crimes as they can on him and locking him up ASAP. Leaphorn gets a call soon after and finds out Reno's car crashed. When he gets to the crash site, he finds Reno hurt and Colton gone. This time, though, he's packing.